Well, we're back at the light before. It did pretty good. Got a few decent rides out of it, full charges. One problem I'm having is with the balance leads. Finding the ones that I'm picking up off the internet are pretty flimsy, and after a few pulls, they either rip out of the socket or they just tear. So, and they do anything over 3 to 4 amps charging, they get like soft and hot. So I'm not too happy with those. I did this one here, which is an older one. Works pretty good actually. I used network cable, because network cable is basically solid. Want to keep it down? Hey. This solid network cable. So what I was thinking, I did a little research on network cable. Goddamn cat. And I found that some of the stuff you can actually run almost 30 volts through it. So I'm thinking maybe if I could run 2 or 3 volts a wire, and I want to run some tests first, see how many amps I can pull through a socket. But what I'd like to do, since I got tons of this stuff, like I do mean tons of it, I'd like to actually run each one of these off each row of cells here. I unplug them, and then I can plug each row of cells into a setup that looks like a router, but it's not really at all. It's basically runs all these cells in parallel to charge. Well, obviously you have to unplug it here and here and here, because if you don't, then it'll short. But if I run a network cable off of each row of cells and plug it into that custom hub, I think that will take care of a lot of problems. Like, this is full. I'm tired of that. I know it's easier to charge. I don't need a BMS and all that other crap, but I think I can do better than that. Let's I haven't been able to find anything on the net of anybody using network cable to do this, so I'll set one up with the plug, and I'll take one of these old, I think I have a dead one here. Yeah, I have this dead Linksys here, and I'll pull the plug right off the board, and then I'll wire it up to this. That'll plug right into the charger, and then it'll go from this to that to this to the cells. So we'll try one row first, and I don't know, charge it at 5 amps, see how hot it gets. I can imagine the wire will get hot, but I want to see if the socket and the pins in the socket there can handle it. There we go. We basically went with the color code of the actual socket. It's green stripe, orange solid, blue stripe, orange stripe, and then it's the brown and brown stripe. So we got green and green stripe, double them up, single orange and orange stripe there, and then I got the blue and the blue stripe on that one, doubled up. And this one is single orange, and then this one is brown and brown stripe on the positive, or that's the positive. So what we'll do now is remove a socket, and then we can test it. Okay, well, it took a while to pin it out, but it did. Basically, I can copy this one. Well, actually, I only need one. We'll work it out. But anyway, let's plug it in and see what happens. No smoke. It's showing it there. Let's start at 4 amps and see if it gets warm. There we go. That's a good start. I'm kind of blown away with that. The wires stay cold. The plug is mildly warm, if anything. Nothing to be concerned about. And that's constant 4 amps each channel. So that's not too bad. I'll probably do it at 5, but then that's pushing it, right? So what I'll do is I'll just basically take the rest of the ports off of that and put it on each one of these. and follow the same pattern that I got there. And then what I'll do is I'll epoxy that so the wires don't move or touch each other and short out. Obviously, that'd be bad. But yeah, I'll follow the same pattern with each row of cells, and then I can just basically, when I get back, and you just plug it all in. I'm ready to go. Didn't think it would work. It actually works better than those cheap bounce leads. Cool. Well, there we go. My batteries are networked. It's charged up from 3.3.1 all the way to 3.6 at 4 amps. Not a problem. Plug barely even got warm. So all we have to do now is basically take that 4 plugger off of there, and then wire that all up into one. I'll run, basically 4 of these leads onto it. And then when I get back, I unplug this one, and this one, and then I just plug them all into there. And forget they fry them all, but they're all solid copper, so they can take the heat. So it works. The only thing that's going to be a pain is putting a voltmeter on it to test. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to make one custom one that'll go on the network cable. Not a big deal, but you can use them for this. And since I have tons of them, one of the clips breaks off, I can just cut one and wire it up. You see, this is positive and this is positive, so same pattern on these two. And then this one was just basically reversed. So it's all good.